24th of April 2018, a 5-2 victory for Liverpool Football Club against Roma and 1 foot into the Champions League final. A great day for Liverpool and their fans, except for one.
When I heard first time about it, I cannot describe my emotions. That should never have happened.
While attending a Liverpool football game, Sean Cox sustained serious and life-altering injuries. This is Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp.
It's just unbelievable. We all are, with all our thoughts and prayers with Sean at the moment and his family, of course.
Sean began a rehabilitation programme in Dún Laoghaire, which requires ongoing intensive care and support. A GoFundMe page was set up to fund his recovery. In 3 months, they've raised over 840 grand. This is not the first time Irish people have banded together to support a worthy cause, and it won't be the last. My question is, where does this inherent kindness and caring mentality come from? Is it from our parents, our teachers? Why are we so generous to charitable causes? I want to find out more about the generous Irish. I wanted to interview one of the members of Sean's family to ask what they made of the whole reaction to Sean's story and how the funding was going. Fortunately, I arranged to meet Sinead Cox, Sean's sister, in February in the National Rehabilitation Hospital in Dún Laoghaire. I first asked how Sean was doing.
Yeah, look, when this all happened first, we weren't given very positive news, and it was all very doom and gloom, to be honest with you. And to think where we are today with Sean, to where we were when it happened, Sean is doing really well. And that's with all the hard work of, people in the MRH. And all his therapy sessions and this constant rehabilitation that he's getting here. It's like starting from the beginning, I suppose, with him. He can't talk at the moment very well. He has what's called dyspraxia, so when he wants to say something to you, it kind of breaks down before he gets to say the sentence, and it's frustrating for him, because he really wants to kind of get across how he's feeling. So we've other ways of communication with him, but having said that, he can still say certain things and it will come out randomly for him, and he's actually gone from using a feed tube to get his nutrition to actually feeding now with soft foods, so that's all those things put together is massive, from where we were. So it's slow, but there's definite progress with him, which is fantastic.
It's obviously there's a long way to go, but he's come a long way. So,
yeah, but he's like, he's getting there with different things, and it's lovely to be able to see him kind of express his emotions with you as well, and a sense of humour is still there, so we tell jokes and he'd be laughing with you, and he can understand what you're saying, at times as well, which is nice to see,
Many fundraisers have been set up to raise money for Sean. A football tournament in Radoth, a fun run in Dunboyne, and a GAA football match between Dublin and Meath. All these proceeds are going towards a GoFundMe page for Sean. At the time of writing this, they've raised over €1 million. I asked Sinead whose idea was to set up the GoFundMe page.
So initially, after the attack, there was a GoFundMe page set up from a guy called McCarthy from the Irish Liverpool Reds group, it was just him himself that decided to set this GoFundMe page up, and that itself raised 90,000. And then, when all this kind of fundraising started, then the guys then from that fundraising committee set up a second GoFundMe page, and that kind of took off then.
Sean's brother Martin spoke to the Liverpool Echo in 2018 to talk about the attack. He said, 1 minute you're going to a match with your brother, and in the space of 12 seconds your life changes completely. It's going to take years and years. Probably for the rest of his life he's going to need care and attention. There's progress, but it's changed all our lives. For Martina and the kids, it's just devastating. He goes on to say that the family cling on to seeing Sean improving every day, and it's the only way they can go on. This is Martina echoing these words in an interview on The Late Late Show.
But he is making progress, and it's small steps, and we take every step as a positive, because that's what you do when you're in this situation.
What a changed world for you. We saw the picture of a week before. Healthy man talking about running the marathon this Sunday, day after tomorrow.
He was signed up for the marathon.
And now you're looking at him, hoping that he might be able to say a word. Life is extraordinary in its cruelty.
It's
and how are you staying strong looking at Sean like that, and how are you staying sane?
You just have to,
you
just have to get on with it, and we've 3 kids at home that just have to look after. We all look after each other.
Of course.
Just you have to have a positive outlook, but you have to get on with life as well.
And they have continued to do so. Sean's family are showing incredible resilience and strength during this difficult time. From talking to Sinead and hearing Martin and Martina speak, this is evident. They have thanked everyone for their support, saying that it's overwhelming. Martina spoke to the Irish Independent in October 2018 to talk about Sean's progress and the importance of the GoFundMe page to raise funds. This interview was discussed by Off the Ball host Joe Malloy.
We mentioned Sean Cox at the top of the show, Liverpool fan. Blindsided as he stood on the street, says John, he was struck by 2 rapid, savage blows to the right side of his head. He never stood a chance. He was hit with such brutal force that it's very likely he was already unconscious as he started falling, landing hard, hitting his head on the road. Martin Cox threw himself on top of his stricken brother to protect him from further blows. He was kicked several times as he shielded Sean. Wednesday just gone, the last road in Sean's road to recovery was when he was transferred to the National Rehabilitation Hospital in Dunleary. They'd been waiting for a bed there for some time. The programme in Dunleary is 12 weeks, and that's state covered, and then you are on your own. After that, it's private, and they talked maybe about Germany being the best place for rehabilitation. They've targeted 2 million.
So 12 weeks of Sean's rehabilitation was state funded, and after this, the family had to fund his recovery. Fortunately, they are halfway at their target of €2 million. I asked Sinead if she thought they would raise this much money so soon.
Never in a million years. You know, it just shows the generosity of individuals and also groups of people. And, you know, from every which way, like, I mean, you'd have a lot of the GAA community doing fundraising matches, just people doing kind of the walks as well. They had which was part of the campaign. That was the first kind of event they did, and that was the walk in Dunboyne from the athletics club. And you just see people like that very day, you know, when we were driving into Dunboyne, and then we walked up to the athletics club. There was people just coming out of their houses, like one house after the other, getting on their jackets, their hats, their scarves, you know, and all coming together and, you know, doing this for Sean. It was very overwhelming to see that. And then from that then, you know, people that wouldn't even know Sean, like other groups, there was the Sixes for Sean in Rathote. These guys don't know Sean, but they just wanted to do something for him, and they put so much work and effort into, you know, getting this. And a big auction they did as well with different things that they, you know, from I suppose football clubs, you know, they tickets for matches, different stuff that they sourced, you know, for this auction, and like all these people just coming together. It's amazing.
Although this is an Irish story, it has had an effect on people globally. Fundraisers have been set up in Liverpool to raise funds. Sports stars like Jamie Carragher and John Aldridge have set up campaigns to contribute to the GoFundMe page, and people elsewhere have helped in some way.
Around the world as well. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've seen pictures of guys in Canada, and they were like a Liverpool community, and they did their own fundraising over there, and they put it into the GoFundMe page, took a picture of them all together. Australia as well. I mean, it's just phenomenal, like, you know, that you see that kind of generosity out there.
Which brings me to the most recent fundraiser. Due to the close links between Ireland and Liverpool, a football match is going to occur in the Aviva Stadium between Liverpool legends and Irish legends. Speaking at the launch of this event were former Liverpool players Jason McCarthy and Ian Rush.
Something that should never happen, you know, such a sad story, and obviously being Irish, I've been very close to what's been going on, and, you know, sort of dipping in and out of the story and his rehabilitation, and it's nice to see things are moving, but they are moving slowly, but we're getting there, and now we've got this opportunity to raise as much money as we can to help with that rehabilitation. That's just phenomenal. The club's steeped in Irish history, isn't it? We've had some great players play for both, and you know, it'd be nice to see some of them run out. Phil Babb's going to run out, John Aldridge, there's myself, so yeah, there's a nice you know, blend between the two, and I just think the most important thing is we get people here, you know, bums on seats, and raise as much money as we can.
When you come to Ireland, you know, you can think you're in Liverpool, and when you're in Liverpool, all you can hear is Irish voices. So yeah, there is a connection there now, and we've got to get together on that night, and we can do some kind of pitch. But the most important thing is the atmosphere and what they can do, the fans watching the game. Liverpool and Irish fans coming together. You've seen a gentleman who went to a Liverpool game, and you always expect to come back safely, but Sean didn't come back safely, so it's all about rehabilitation now. Being a big Liverpool fan, Sean was, you know, it'd be great to bring a Legends team here and try and put up a show for him. Football is secondary when things like this happen. It's getting behind to the families and helping the families, and that's what we're here to do on that night. You know, he's improving the last 2 months even more. So you've got to keep on that and keep on believing in everything. And if we do that, you know, hopefully it'll get the right way.
This match will take place on the 12th of April in the Aviva Stadium, and tickets are on sale now. I asked Sinead one more question to do with Irish people in general. After the attack happened, there seemed to be a visceral reaction by the public, and rightly so. The fundraisers around the country, the kind words of support. Well-known sports people are doing what they can to raise money, and the story has found its way in other corners of the world. I asked Sinead, was this something to do with Irish people in general, as to why there's such a positive response towards Sean?
Fellow Irish person, maybe, you know, because you would see that a lot, you know, a fellow Irishman, you know, that it's happened to, and they're kind of just standing by him and supporting him, you know. I think over the years, I think we're known for our generosity, aren't we, and our kindness, and you know, we're just kind of that, we give that kind of, I don't know, you know, rapport over to other people, that we're, you know, we're kind and caring and welcoming people, you know. And I think in general, from my experience of Irish people, that's, in the grand scheme of things, we are, you know. You can see that in other people, you know, that we care, you know. And because this is another Irish person, I think maybe that's kind of spread out through Ireland, you know, that they want to help. Yeah, so definitely we are.
Sean Cox continues to improve gradually in the MRH. He's receiving the care he needs and the love and support from his family. From the first GoFundMe page to the match at the Aviva, hopefully the enduring support from the Irish people and elsewhere around the world will carry on and help him recover as much as possible.